Hello everyone, Disha here. We're going to start with the story of Lord Krishna and Arjun in this video. So let's begin. So Lord Krishna is one of the most revered and widely worshipped deities in Hinduism, whose role is to restore balance and dharma in this world. Dharma means righteousness. It means doing the right thing. Now I will narrate a small simple story to explain what dharma actually means. So in a small village, two brothers were walking home from school. On the way they saw a beautiful mango tree full of ripe mangoes near a farmer's field. The the younger brother said, "Let's quickly take some mangoes. The farmer isn't here." The older brother stopped him and said, "These mangoes belong to the farmer. If we take them without asking, it would be stealing." The younger, the younger brother replied, "But no one will know." The older brother replied and said that even if no one knows, we know. So instead of taking the mangoes, they went to the farmer's house and asked for permission. The farmer was happy with their honesty and gave them some mangoes himself. So doing the right thing even when no one is watching, that is called dharma. Now coming back to Lord Krishna and his story. So coming to his childhood story first. Long ago, in the city of Mathura, there was a cruel king named Kamsa. One day a prophecy said to Kamsa, "The eighth child of your sister will destroy you." Hearing this, Kamsa became terrified. His sister Devki and her husband Vasudev were put in prison. When the eighth child was born, that baby was Krishna. That night something magical happened. The prison doors opened, the guards fell asleep, and Vasudev carried baby Krishna across the river to a village called Gokul. There a kind couple, Nand and Yashoda, raised the baby. So Krishna grew up as a playful and mischievous child. He He loved playing the flute, taking care of cows, and playing with his friends. He he loved butter very much. He would sneak into houses with his friends and steal butter from pots hanging from the ceiling. The, the village women often complained to Yashoda about Krishna's butter stealing, but when they saw his innocent smile, they could not stay angry. Even as a child, Krishna protected people from danger. The evil king, Kamsa, kept sending demons to kill him, but Krishna defeated them easily. One famous story is about a giant serpent called Kalia living in the river. That snake poisoned the water and frightened everyone. Krishna jumped into the river, danced on the snake's heads, and forced it to leave the village. There is another very famous story. Once heavy rains and storms started destroying the village. The villagers believed that storm was sent by Indra, the rain god. Krishna calmly lifted Govardhan Hill with one finger like an umbrella. All the villagers and animals stood safely under the mountain for 7 days until the storms dropped. This showed everyone that Krishna was divine. Krishna also shared a deep spiritual love with Radha, who is remembered as his eternal companion. Krishna grew up happily in Gokul and later in Vrindavan, but the cruel king Kamsa in Mathura still feared the prophecy that Devaki's son would destroy him. When Krishna became a young man, he finally learned the truth that his real parents were Devaki and Vasudev, and that they were still prisoners of Kamsa. Krishna decided it was time to end the king's cruelty. Kamsa invited Krishna and his brother Balram to Mathura, secretly planning to kill him. First, he sent powerful wrestlers to defeat them in a public arena. But Krishna and Balram defeated the wrestlers easily. Then Krishna jumped onto the king's platform. He pulled Kamsa down from the throne and defeated him, ending his cruel rule. After this, Krishna freed his parents from prison and restored justice in Mathura. After Kamsa's death, many enemies began attacking Mathura. To protect his people, Krishna later moved his kingdom to a strong city called Dwarka by the sea. There he ruled as a wise king. During this time, Krishna formed a close friendship with the five Pandavas, especially Arjun. The Pandavas were princes who had been cheated out of their kingdom by their cousins, the Kauravas. Eventually, a massive war was about to happen between the Pandavas and the Kauravas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Before the war began, both sides went to Krishna for help. Krishna offered them a choice, his powerful army or Krishna himself, but he would not fight in the war. Arjun chose Krishna himself, but Krishna made one condition. He would not fight, he would only serve as Arjun's charioteer. So during the great war described in the Mahabharata, Krishna became the charioteer of Arjun. Just before the battle started, Arjun became confused and sad. He did not want to fight his own relatives and teachers. At that moment, Krishna gave him the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. This was Lord Krishna's story. Now let's come to the story of Arjun. Long ago in the kingdom of Hastinapur, King Pandu and Queen Kunti wished for children. Because of the curse, Pandu could not have children in the normal way. Kunti had a divine blessing that allowed her to pray to the gods for a child. When she prayed to Indra, the king of the gods, Arjun was born. From the beginning, it was believed that he would grow up to become a great warrior. Arjun grew up with his four brothers known together as the Pandavas. They lived in the royal palace along with their cousins, the Kauravas, whose eldest brother was Duryodhan. Although they were raised together, Duryodhan became jealous of the Pandavas because they were talented and loved by the people. Among the brothers, Arjun stood out because of his discipline, courage and natural skill. All the princes were trained in the warfare by the great teacher Drona. Arjun quickly became Drona's best student, especially in archery. One day Drona tested the students by placing a wooden bird on a tree and asking them to shoot its eye. When Drona asked what they saw, most students described the tree and the bird. Arjun said that he could only see the bird's eye. Impressed by his concentration, Drona allowed him to shoot and Arjun hit the target perfectly. Years later, a princess named Draupadi held a contest to choose her husband. The challenge was extremely difficult. The warrior had to shoot an arrow at a rotating target by looking only at its reflection in the water below. Many powerful kings tried and failed. Arjun, using his skill and focus, successfully completed the challenge and won the contest, earning Draupadi's hand in marriage. Even after the Pandavas gained power and built their own prosperous kingdom, Duryodhan's jealousy continued to grow. He invited them to a gambling game where the eldest brother Yudhishthir was tricked into betting everything. In the game, he lost the kingdom, wealth, and freedom of the Pandavas. As punishment, the Pandavas were forced to leave their kingdom and live in exile for 13 years. During these years of exile, Arjun traveled to many sacred places and performed deep meditation and prayer. He sought knowledge and powerful weapons from the gods so that he could protect righteousness in the future. During these years, he also developed a close friendship with Krishna, who became his trusted guide and supporter. After the 13 years ended, the Pandavas returned and asked for their kingdom back, but Duryodhan refused. Even when Krishna tried to make peace, the Kauravas would not agree. As a result, a massive war became inevitable. Armies from many kingdoms gathered on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjun asked Krishna to drive his chariot between the two armies. When he saw his teachers, relatives, and friends standing on both sides, he became deeply troubled. At that moment, Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. My name is Disha, and I will see you all in the next video, and we are going to decode the Bhagavad Gita further.